Welcome to Starwatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Welcome to Starwatch Now. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of the most inspiring stories from the world of entertainment. Today's headline might shock you. Don't be fooled by Wang Yibo. He's actually the most ruthless person in the entertainment industry. But here's the truth. His ruthlessness isn't directed at others. It's directed at himself. And that is exactly what makes his story so powerful. When Wang Yibo first entered the entertainment industry, his story was nothing like the fairy tale beginnings that many fans might imagine. There were no powerful mentors waiting to guide him, no wealthy background to secure opportunities, and no glittering spotlight that instantly recognized his talent. Instead, he walked into a world that is notoriously competitive and unforgiving, carrying nothing but determination. Many people saw him as a fragile newcomer who would eventually be swallowed by the pressure. Industry insiders doubted he could last, critics dismissed his potential, and even the audience paid him little attention. What they did not see, however, was the relentless drive burning quietly inside him. In those early days, Wang Yibo learned to survive by being tougher on himself than the world could ever be. He trained beyond exhaustion, repeating dance routines until his body ached, rehearsing lines until his voice grew hoarse. There were countless nights when he stood alone in a practice room, long after others had left, pushing himself to master each detail. He accepted mistakes not as failures but as lessons, and he carried rejection as fuel to improve further. This unyielding discipline was invisible to most people, but it was shaping the foundation of the artist he would one day become. His beginning was not about glamour but about struggle, silence, and resilience. It was about standing in the shadows, where no one applauded, and still choosing to keep going. For Wang Yibo, success was never guaranteed. It had to be carved out of persistence, carved out of the willingness to endure loneliness and pain. The world only saw the polished performances that came later, but behind them were years of unseen sacrifice. This is why his journey speaks to so many, because it reflects the universal truth that greatness rarely starts with privilege. It begins in obscurity, in the doubts of others, and in the quiet, stubborn belief of one person refusing to give up. Wang Yibo's beginning may have been overlooked, but it is precisely this hidden struggle that makes his rise so extraordinary. Ruthless self-discipline has always been at the heart of Wang Yibo's journey. While many see the polished performances and the glamorous appearances, what lies beneath is a man who has been harsher on himself than any critic or director could ever be. He understands that talent alone cannot guarantee success in an industry as unpredictable as entertainment. To stand out, he forces himself to endure challenges that most would walk away from. He is the type of artist who does not allow excuses to exist. If his body is weak, he trains it harder. If his voice falters, he repeats the lines until they are etched into his memory. If exhaustion overwhelms him, he keeps going until the work is done. This discipline is not a show for others. It is a private war he fights within himself, a standard he refuses to lower even in the darkest moments. There are stories of him practicing lines until the chopsticks he clenched between his teeth broke, stories of him stepping onto a film set with a fever that left his face pale, stories of him climbing back into a car after an accident just to finish the scene. These moments are not acts of recklessness but examples of how uncompromising he is with his craft. He accepts pain as part of the process, because to him, authenticity on screen matters more than personal comfort. Every scar, every sleepless night, every drop of sweat is a reminder of his vow to give everything he has. His discipline is ruthless because it spares no part of himself. Yet, this discipline is not only about physical endurance, it is also about mental strength. To keep showing up when critics dismiss you, to keep believing when scripts are scarce and opportunities rare, requires a mind that refuses to surrender. Yibo has built that resilience day by day, teaching himself to transform frustration into focus and setbacks into stepping stones. For him, discipline is not punishment, it is freedom, because it ensures that his destiny is shaped by his own hands rather than left to chance. What makes his story resonate is that this self-discipline is not beyond reach. It reflects the universal struggle of anyone who has ever fought to overcome their limits. In Wang Yibo's case, his ruthless commitment is what turned doubt into recognition and transformed an ordinary beginning into an extraordinary career. Achievements are often measured in numbers, box office figures, awards, nominations, but when it comes to Wang Yibo, the true weight of his accomplishments lies far beyond statistics. In an industry where critics are quick to dismiss newcomers, and where even established actors sometimes struggle to prove their worth, his success speaks with a clarity that no harsh review can silence. Within just 2 years of stepping into the demanding world of film, Yibo accomplished what many spend decades pursuing. His movies collectively earned hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office, drawing audiences not only in China but across the globe. Yet numbers alone do not explain why people began to look at him differently. It was the way he delivered each role with precision, vulnerability, and unshakable commitment that forced even skeptics to pay attention. For every negative headline that once questioned his acting, there came nominations at the Golden Rooster Awards, 18 in total across just a handful of projects. He earned recognition as Best Supporting Actor and twice as Best Leading Actor. These were not titles given lightly. They represented the highest acknowledgement of his craft from one of the most respected award bodies in Chinese cinema. What makes these achievements powerful is not only their prestige but the context in which they were won. He did not ride on family influence or media hype. He built credibility through relentless effort, turning each opportunity into a showcase of skill. In doing so, he transformed whispers of doubt into applause. His accomplishments extend beyond trophies. They silence critics because they reveal a truth that cannot be denied. Talent sharpened by discipline eventually commands respect. When audiences see him on screen, they are not just watching a performance. They are witnessing the result of years of sacrifice and countless unseen battles. This is why his roles resonate, why characters he portrays feel alive, and why people leave the cinema not talking about gossip but about the depth of his craft. Wang Yibo's achievements are a quiet but undeniable statement that perseverance, no matter how underestimated at first, can rewrite the narrative. He proved that even in a world built on appearances, authenticity and dedication will always shine through. And perhaps that is why today, those who once doubted him now find themselves applauding the very name they once overlooked. While Yibo fights his battles on stage and screen, fans fight theirs online. When unfair criticism poured in, they learned to edit videos, write reviews, and spread his work worldwide. This bond between artist and fans is unique. They don't just admire him. They become part of his journey. Their pride grows with every barrier he breaks. A force beyond the spotlight. Wang Yibo isn't only an actor or a singer. He has been a public ambassador for more than 20 campaigns, from the United Nations to Olympic initiatives to anti-drug awareness. He uses his influence not to boast, but to serve. And that is where his true legacy is being written. Not just on the big screen, but in people's lives. A mirror of ordinary struggles. Why do so many people around the world love Wang Yibo? Because he represents something familiar. He is not untouchable or born privileged. He is like a seed buried deep underground, silent, unseen, yet pushing relentlessly toward the light. His story reminds us of our own battles. The nights we felt invisible, the days we wanted to quit, the dreams that seemed too far. Through him, fans see hope. Through his struggle, they find strength. The light that inspires millions. 6 years after The Untamed, Yibo has become more than just an idol. He has become a symbol, a reminder that discipline and passion can rewrite destiny. He is the ray of light that tells us, no matter where you start, no matter how many obstacles you face, you can rise. And maybe, just maybe, being ruthless with ourselves is what it takes to reach greatness. Thank you for watching Starwatch now. If this story moved you, don't forget to hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel. We'll continue to bring you the most powerful stories of stars who inspire us all. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and we'll see you in the next video.